Hey friends, it's Sean with iwashyouDry.com, and today we are going to be making this Tres Leches cake. This cake is so soft and fluffy, and not to mention so moist inside. You've got the nice fluffy whipped cream on top. Oh, I just love this cake so much. I cannot wait to get started and show you how easy it is to make. Let's get going. So, the first thing we're gonna do is combine 1 cup of all-purpose flour with 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So we're just gonna whisk that together. I love the smell of cinnamon. It smells so good already. Okay, so I'm gonna set that aside. And then we are gonna take 5 eggs, and we're gonna separate the egg yolks from the egg whites. Okay, so to our egg yolks, we're going to add 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, and I am going to use my hand mixer to get it nice and light pale and fluffy. Okay, you'll know your egg mixture is ready when it comes to this nice ribbony texture. All right, once our egg yolk and sugar mixture is combined, I'm gonna add 1/3 cup of whole milk, as well as 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. All right, and I'm just gonna stir this all together. All right, looks good. Okay, now go ahead and clean off your beaters, and we are going to beat our egg whites. We're gonna beat the egg whites until they form a soft peak. And while you're mixing, you're gonna go ahead and add in 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. All right, you can see soft peaks there. They're not sharp, they kind of bend over. That is exactly what you want, okay? Now we're gonna combine everything together to create our Tres Leches cake. Okay, so to the flour mixture, add in your egg yolk and sugar mixture. Okay, and then we're gonna combine this just until there is no more flour clumps. Make sure you scrape the bottom of the bowl. Okay, that looks excellent. You can see that consistency. Now we're going to add in all of our egg whites. Get these in there. We're gonna gently fold in our egg whites. And we wanna make sure we don't over mix this, because that egg white in there is gonna help give us the nice spongy texture to our Tres Leches cake that we need, because we are going to fill this cake with 3 milks, Tres Leches, and it is so good. You can see this batter coming together. And my microphone just died. So basically, you're going to want to mix the batter until it is nice and thick and uniform, and then just simply pour the batter into a greased 9x13 baking dish and smooth out the top. It might be a little lumpy because it is quite a thick batter. Then we're going to pop this in the oven at 350 degrees for just 30 minutes until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out nice and clean. Okay guys, I have pulled this out of the oven. I tested the center with a toothpick to make sure it was cooked. Everything looks great. We're gonna let it cool here for just a little bit. And before it gets completely cool, we're going to add our Tres Leches. Okay, so while our Tres Leches cake is cooling, we're going to create the Tres Leches part of the cake, which is 3 milks. We've got evaporated milk, and I'm just gonna use 8 ounces here. And I am pouring this into a rather large measuring cup, which will make it easier to pour into our cake later on. I'm using 14 ounces of sweetened condensed milk, and then 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Just gonna go ahead and stir that all together. Looks good. And then we're just gonna take that fork, and while our cake is still slightly warm, we're just gonna poke little holes all throughout this nice sponge cake. This is gonna let that milky texture soak right in all the way through, and it's gonna create a super nice moist cake. Now we are going to pour in our milk mixture very slowly. You wanna make sure that it coats the cake nice and evenly. And it'll just soak all the way in. It may seem like a lot of milk at first, but it'll get nice and soaked in. Be so moist and delicious. Okay. All right, we're gonna let this soak in until it is all absorbed, and then we're gonna create our nice fluffy whipped cream frosting that's gonna go over this, and it is ready to go. So you can see it already absorbing. Ooh, it's looking so good. All right, now that all the milks have been soaked up into our cake, we're gonna make our quick whipped cream frosting. And my favorite tip, when you're making homemade whipped cream, make sure you pop your bowl and mixers into the freezer. So I'm just gonna grab mine. So they are nice and icy and chilled. And then I'm just using 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. And as we mix this, I'm gonna add in between 3 to 4 tablespoons of powdered sugar just to give it a little bit of sweetness. All right, that is perfect. We've got some nice peaks. Boop. Looks delicious. And then, you know. Okay, we are going to put our fluffy whipped cream frosting right on top of our moist Tres Leches cake. I can't wait, let's go ahead and slice into this thing. Okay. Oh man, I am so excited to try this. Tres Leches. Okay, so I am just going to hit it with a little bit of cinnamon and sugar right on top. I feel like it really amps up that cinnamon that's inside the cake. And then I love to dress it up with just a couple of freshly sliced strawberries. You could even do raspberries if you like. Boom, that's it, you guys. This cake is so, so good. It's moist and filled with so much flavor. Oh my gosh. Okay, enough talking. Let's just give this a try, shall we? Mm. Mm. Oh, wow. Wow, that's so good. You guys have got to give this Tres Leches cake a try. It is moist and creamy and cool and just so good. You could even make this cake a couple days ahead of time, refrigerate it, frost it right before you're about to serve it, and it's perfect. Great for making ahead. Oh my gosh, okay. Go ahead and check this recipe out on iwashyouDry.com, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.